Gyaru Talk is an animation released by the Korean animation channel Vivinos. This video is the first time we really get a good listen to Minako's and Gyaruko's voice. Granted, we heard Minako's voice during the intro of Pink Bitch Club, but her voice is more prolific and important here in Gyaru Talk as it ties in heavily to the video's narrative. The video is only focused on 2 of the 4 members of the Pink Bitch Club. I mean, 5 if you count Pochi. The narrative of this video seemingly revolves around Minako, the de facto leader of the Pink Bitch Club, as well as Gyaruko, arguably the other most important member of the club besides Minako. Also, please bear in mind that the translation I'm using for the dialogue said in this video is from the comment section of the Gyaru Talk video, as I don't know Japanese or Korean, so take the translations with a pinch of salt, and if there are any mistranslations, please feel free to let me know in the comments. And without further ado, let's actually discuss the video at hand. The video itself starts off quite cutesy, with some slow-paced music in the background, filled with light pinks and dark blues, which have been somewhat synonymous with the Pink Bitch Club colour palette at this point. Minako looks at the camera, puts in her coloured contacts, adds some blush to her cheeks, and applies some lipstick. I also noticed that during this section, we can see what appears to be a pair of eyes in the top right of the screen. For some reason, the iconography of eyes is quite prevalent throughout the entirety of the Pink Bitch Club videos. In the video itself titled Pink Bitch Club, during the glitch sequence, we see 2 pairs of eyes, and in Chino Squee we have all the green eyes of the taxidermied animals in the fire. I feel at some point the reasoning for the use of eyeballs will be revealed, but as of now, I'm quite unsure of their meaning. On top of this, the coloured contacts that Minako puts in are a brownish orange, which is a colour very similar to Gyaruko's eyes. Keep that in mind. All the while she's saying dialogue throughout her makeup routine, until she smiles at the camera and we see Gyaruko. Whilst Minako was on scene during the first interval, she said the following lines. "This is super cute. Damn, I'm starving. It's fine, just once. We're friends, aren't we?" After those lines are said, we are then shown Gyaruko going through a similar routine, putting on some makeup. She puts on mascara, files her nails, and combs her hair. All the while, just like Minako, she's saying lines of dialogue. The dialogue said is as such. "Wanna come over to my house? That's gross. No way, it's too troublesome. We're friends, aren't we?" Another notable thing about when Gyaruko is on screen is the little thematic images surrounding her. We have her animal print acting as a border around her, which has been used to represent her since her first appearance in Minako's room. We have a light blue padlock, which I am unsure of the meaning of, as well as a butterfly in the top left, which is of the same light blue as the padlock. The screen then glitches and shows us Gyaruko again. However, this time, the screen resembles the glitch sequences from Minako's room in Pink Bitch Club. Gyaruko's eyes are covered in static, as dialogue is still being said. However, said dialogue is distorted and hard to make out. Throughout this glitch sequence, we see multiple shots of Gyaruko in different positions. One of her looking fearfully at the camera, the next has the screen almost completely pixelated as Gyaruko's pupils are missing. That shot is then repeated as a shining love heart begins to appear around Gyaruko's face, and the final shot that is flashed at the viewer during this glitch sequence is very reminiscent of Doki Doki Literature Club of all things. We see the shot of Gyaruko with her eyes covered in static again, however this time a set of photorealistic eyes appear over the static bar. The eyes themselves are bright green, which again reminded me of the taxidermied animals from Chino Squee. This is kind of unrelated, but the eyes also remind me of Hajime no Ippo. It's a bit unrelated, but anyway. The dialogue that is supposedly said during this sequence goes as follows. "If I'm being honest, this relationship is getting a little tiring. Why don't we hang out less from now on?" Yet again, as I said, take these translations with a pinch of salt. The video then returns to Gyaruko without the glitch effects and distorted dialogue. We see her gesture, emote, and look towards the camera numerous times, and the final shot of her we see is a shot of her afraid that we saw during the glitch sequence. However, this time, it isn't covered in any visual effects. The dialogue said during this Gyaruko sequence apparently goes as follows. "This is super cute. Oh damn, I'm starving. It's fine just once. We're friends, aren't we?" We then cut back to Minako, putting in her earrings and then emoting towards the camera, pulling faces and saying lines of dialogue. This is what she says during this sequence. "Wanna come over to my house? That's gross. No way, it's too troublesome. We're friends, aren't we?" If you were paying attention, you would have noticed that the dialogue during the final Minako sequence, all the dialogue that Minako says mimics what Gyaru said earlier in the video. Both what she says and the tone it's said in is mimicked. The first 3 lines she says are taken from Gyaru's first sequence, whilst the last line Minako says, "We're friends, aren't we?" is taken from the final line of Gyaru's second sequence. After that line is repeated by Minako, the video ends as the music distorts and fades as we cut to black. We get a small plug for Pink Bitch Club merch that's on the way, and then the video ends. So, what actually happened in this video? As this video is one of the few times we actually get voices for members of the Pink Bitch Club, I feel that it's pretty obvious that the aspect of the video that has the most importance in regard to the narrative is the dialogue. Yes, the visuals in all Vivinos videos will always play some part in the video's plot, but as this is one of the few times we hear voices, I feel it's the most important part of the video to focus on. In my opinion, like my opinion with most Vivinos videos, I feel that there are 2 major ways you can interpret Gyaru talk. The first major interpretation is that this video shows us the process of Minako attempting to replace Gyaru, attempting to take her role. She mimics Gyaru's lines of dialogue in both the words she says as well as the way she delivers them. Or it's possible that Minako has gotten everything she wants from Gyaru now, that she can copy her way of speaking. This is reinforced by the line that is said during the glitch sequence. "If I'm being honest, this relationship is getting a bit tiring. Why don't we hang out less from now on?" Gyaru has outgrown her usefulness. This may tie into 2 things: why Gyaru is scared in this video, as well as the fate that Gyaru met during the end of Minako's room. Gyaru is afraid of Minako because she is no longer useful to her, and she is now being replaced by her. As seen in Minako's room, after presumably killing Gyaru, Minako wears her animal print clothes. This would explain why Gyaru is seemingly terrified in this video, as well as explain why Minako wore her clothing. She can now mimic Gyaru and has now replaced her. It is also possible to use this video as evidence that Gyaru is the only member of the Pink Bitch Club besides Minako that is real, as it is speculated that both Charlotte and VYT are merely part of Minako's imagination. So, long story short, you can interpret this video as showing more of Minako's process of stealing someone's personality and overall appearance, and after she's done with them, killing them so she can take their place. This would also explain the segment in Pink Bitch Club in which we see Minako dressed in similar styles to every other member of the Pink Bitch Club. Another possible interpretation, which is a bit more out there and lacks a significant amount of evidence, is that Minako is Gyaru. I don't believe this interpretation, but it's fun to speculate. As seen during this first sequence with Minako, we see her put coloured contacts in. The contacts are the same colour as Gyaru seemingly, and as we can see here, she has an extensive knowledge with makeup, as seen in this video. And this video also shows us that Minako can almost impersonate Gyaru's voice perfectly, meaning that it's possible that Gyaru is simply a personality of Minako. As I said, it's a bit more out there, but it's still kinda cool to think about. So, in my opinion, Gyaru talk shows us Minako trying to impersonate her friend after she has outgrown her usefulness, mimicking the way she talks as well as her facial expressions. If you disagree with this interpretation, please feel free to let me know how you feel in the comments below. One final thing. Since my last video on them, the Pink Bitch Club has went through one major change. VYT's design. It's had an overhaul. She has had her earpieces changed to a jeweled headband with a microphone attached, and her hair colour has been changed from a bright green to a more pastel purple. This is seemingly as a result of one of the images I discussed in one of my previous videos, in which VYT is polishing a picture of Multi from the franchise To Heart. It seems that that image caused some confusion, and some people who were unaware of the franchise To Heart got a bit confused and had a bit of an outcry, and as a result, the Vivinos felt the need to distinguish the 2 characters apart more. In my opinion, I think it was unnecessary. I prefer the old design much more with the green hair and earpieces. So overall, I feel like the change was unneeded. But if Vivinos deemed it necessary, fair enough. Thanks for watching. Sorry for the wait on this one. Please tell me what other videos you'd like to see. Another Josie Poo video, another Monster Files, or a video about Danganronpa. If you want to tell me about some other creepy stuff on YouTube, join my Discord. If you want to see me talk about my next video and just want to help support me, follow me on Twitch. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, etc. It's appreciated. And yeah, with that being said, Happy New Year, everyone. Thank you all again for all the support. And yeah, toodles my doodles. Hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Peace.